Not much of a sunrise this morning. Right after I put the video up last night, it dumped for about 5 minutes. Probably actually got more rain than we did the day before. There's what we get. Birds are talking. Freaking dove right there. Those are some native in California. They don't belong up here and they're annoying as hell, but Mom, oh no, you can't get rid of them. Yeah, I wish. They make a mess like everything else. So, curiosity. Okay. We did get something in the gauge. Most of that is from that 5 minutes or so last night. Because the float wasn't floating yesterday morning. Much needed. And I'm glad I got most of the dirt work done last night. I got an underground to put in one gate hole, but it'll be dry enough. I mean, if it was dug out and not filled in, it'd be a mess, but dig it out today and put it in and it'll be fine. So, we'll bring you along for something. Morning breakfast. Number one's over there, 3 buckets over there, 1 bucket over here. And there's Bam Bam she's scratching on. Getting a little messier in here with this many in, but hopefully real soon they'll be out on pasture and the calves can get lost in the grass that's just barely tall enough to hide a couple in. Spin you around just to make you dizzy. These girls are finishing up their ground feed. Oh, I need to remember to tell somebody that he was interested in Minnie yesterday. Speaking of him, that's his butt in the doorway over there. And he's going after the same cow I know he was going after yesterday. Sometimes these guys, they just, get something going with some chick and don't want to leave her alone and forget about the rest of them. And there's Ruby. And I was just told this morning that she's supposed to be out with Bam Bam. But I'm not sure she's quite in good enough shape to go out there yet. And then Mom says, well, they're getting grain too, right? Yeah, but they're not getting as much as she is. She's actually getting, if you can see them piles, she's getting a little much, but she needs it in order to get anywhere. I don't want to get her too runny, but she also needs the nutrition. Don't you, Ruby? Yes, you do, as you're standing there with a hunk of Sudan hanging out of your mouth. Yeah. So, but look at that. She's still alive. She's feeling her Wheaties a little bit. Aren't you? You say good morning? Say good morning. Good morning. Okay, on to do something better or different. 1/4 inch of rain the last couple days. Look how dry that is right there. And it's darker soil where we just dug that hole, but that's still dry. It's just damp enough to tamp back in good, but it powdered. So it's pretty dry too. Just thought I'd show you that quick while she's sitting there taking a break, because I'm sitting there taking a break. You gotta cut the angles on that brace and then get the post set. Then we can get the wire strung from here to the bridge. And I did some more scraping on the bridge. We've dumped a couple loads of gravel over the top of that to keep it leveled up over the years. And, it just gets higher and higher and higher. Wish there was a good way to keep the high water from screwing it up. If high water gets up and gets actually out of the banks and floods this, it doesn't put pressure on it. And we've got a killdeer down here. See if I can zoom in on it. Yeah, it's gonna be fuzzy. Yeah, middle of the, it's trying to focus on these stinking bars in the cab. Middle of the screen in that excavator track, you can see him wandering around. First one I've seen this year. They usually nest down here behind me in the lane somewhere. Oh, this side of the bridge is done, except for a wire gate across here, and we're redoing across these two holes. This is the woven stuff. I like this stuff better than the braided. It holds up a lot longer and doesn't rot out like the braided stuff does around here. And other side's done over there. I gotta go pick the bucket up and a few things. Bridge is more or less done for now, other than I gotta hang a panel across between those two posts, and it's damn near 30 feet. But two of the panels that were down here, actually there was 5 panels that were long. I got one that's got a buggered up end, and another one that happens to be the same. I think everything's the same spacing on it. They're the same height anyway. They're going to become one. Do something to beef them up, put them in. Have to space it out from the post a little bit because I don't want the cows getting too close to the edge. I need to put something underneath this end of that gate there. When we did all that years ago, we had 2 of those gates, and the plan was to get this side done too. But there's no way we get a post in where we needed to. So it's just got to be longer. It is what it is. As long as I can make that corner with the semi, that's what counts. And I make that corner from directly behind me, by the way. That's why we got the wider gates here. I don't go that way because it's straight up the hill, but we go through right there bringing hay in. And long wheelbase tractor and 48-foot trailer. She just fits. But that's what we got done. So, and actually, number one, strung these wires on this side all by herself. We happen to be the spacing between these. It's kind of an overkill having 2 brace sets together, but that needs to be there to hold that post, which is holding the pole across the bridge. And you got to have something, because the tension we put on these wires, a single post without a brace ain't enough, and you know, it's tension the same as the rest of them. So it's just that much more work. Gave me a place to put, these 2 posts look pretty good from this side, but the other side they don't look so good. So it gave me a place to put some of the ones that aren't quite as good. Saves the better ones. And the whole day's pretty much been like this. Coat on, coat off, coat on, coat off, kind of like yesterday. We'll see if it rains again tonight. There's been some really black clouds like that one, but a lot bigger go over and haven't done anything. And in the comments last night, Idaho farmer said they had rain day before we did. Well, that's usually what we get goes to them eventually. Usually a day or 2 later. But now the fun part is, let's see, finishing up stuff here, getting juice around. Let me turn around on the bike. And up there, her and Tanner finished that line across the break of the hill, but she doesn't know how to hook everything up, so I still got to go up and do that. Just the little things. Always fun. But hey, she's learning because she did all this. The only thing we both put the posts in. I put the brace tensioner in, but she did all this. I think she's a little long on these. I'd rather see rather than being clear out here, I'd rather see it about here, but it'll work. And that's how we started doing them. The guy that does fence for us part of the time, when he was working for a fencing outfit, that's how they were doing them. The only bad thing about doing it this way, this one's mainly just hold your height, but you run it straight through. So you're coming from here to wrap. This one is the one that keeps it from pulling away and keeps it over here instead of over here. On the square posts, it isn't so bad, but on the round posts, I could probably show you on this one. All your pull on this post is one-sided. When this was put in, this brace was centered on the post. The post actually twists. And I've had some where I've, lacking anything else, plumber's tape, wrap around the post and put it here and get back in here and get 3 or 4 screws in, and that stops it from going any farther. Once they're in the ground, you ain't going to turn them once they're set good. But that's how we do that. And this happens to have underground. May as well show you while I'm here. The main power comes over the top of that gate. Goes underground. There's a gate right there. Goes underground there. And then to jump over, right there, and we're hooked. That's hooked to an underground burial wire. Goes down and across. And pops up, and they're both hooked right there. And one goes down and goes across the other, and there's a gate handle over there, hooks down. And if you use this burial wire, this needs to be over here more, just because you want to make sure it's pointed down. Otherwise, if the wire's the other way and it's pointed up into it, moisture can get in around the wire and it'll curl the wire out. Next thing you know, you don't have any electric fence and you don't know why. So take that ancient trailer back up. It needs some grease on the hubs. It's squeaking. They're just 1-inch cold roll spindles and pipe for a hub. So that's plenty long. That's plenty long for tonight. I've had a long enough day. So thank you for watching. And hey, show you some equipment while we're here. I can do that. 3545 Massey, 5288 International with a 92 Volvo cabin chassis sitting behind it against the building. 2294. Both manure spreaders are in there behind the International. 8200 Heston Swather and my old pull trailer, which has been sitting there way too many years. And in between there's a Heavy Harrow, rippers, old 12-foot John Deere disc, couple Packer, and a 14-foot rotary mower. I think that's about everything up there. Oh yeah, and the Traco down here. Hey, if I point it the right direction, you can see where I'm going, right? And 2 out of the 4 trailers are parked right there. My short flatbed's parked up on the hill, and my other 48-foot I haven't gone and picked up yet. Had the title for, well, let's see, I got the title before Dad passed, so I've had the title for about 3 years. I just haven't had the trailer yet. It's almost an identical mate to that one, but it's air ride and the axles are at the back. It's not on a slider like that one is. So, okay, that's enough gabbing.